What up, though? What up, though? Frank Nitty. Two T's. Like two titties. What up, though, my peeps? Kinda restless. Took me a nap. Nah, I can't sleep. Waiting on the tree man to wake up so I can fucking find me some peace. But I'm always checking out shit. And I told y'all lately, I've been checking out that after prison show. I'm like checking it out. I'm like, trying to peek it. These cats coming over here telling their stories about how that long they done been in jail, how long they been in prison, my bad. Been in prison, because prison and jail is two different things. I guess letting everybody know how they're adjusting after prison and making a story out of it. I'm not knocking nobody, but I see a bunch of motherfucking fags. And if that's what you are, I mean, cool. I just feel like you need to claim it. Anytime somebody stay in prison or go back to prison, back and forth for years and years, you know what I'm saying? You talking about decades, man. They got some sugar in their tank, baby. I mean, I know for life, I ain't got to brag about being in prison and all this old, if that makes you tough or something. But I ain't got to brag on shit like that, man. I done did probably a million county times. I done been in Wayne County probably a good million times. I ain't lying. I stayed in the county all the way through the 90s, all the way through 2000, probably about almost to 10. I say about the 8 though, or something like that in the middle of 2000. But I stayed in the county. Even when I got in misdemeanors, they took me to the county. I did my time in the county. Don't ask me why, but that's what happened. I even did time in the brig. I did like 4 months in the brig before I was released. Before that, I was constantly getting in trouble in the military. I done many a times on suspension, whatever they call that shit. I couldn't leave the ship, so I got my money took in for several months, and they denied me from leaving the ship at many docks, and I had to do my time, whatever time they gave me, and then you had to work extra hours too. You still had to do your regular hours and your regular shifts, but you had to work extra shift as well. That was your punishment. Most of the time it was in the boiler room. You did your extra shift, plus your regular watch duties and your whatever regular job you had. But I ain't never feel like I had to brag on weak ass shit like that. Because for me, I sometimes get so bored. Y'all know me. I creep. If my energy level is up, if my mind is running, and my energy level is still on amp, I'm still amped up, then I gotta move. I can't sit still, man. you know? So that makes me a creeper. And when you creep, you get into shit, you know? But I don't call it nothing to be like, to tell a story about, you know? I like telling, like, I don't know, passing on knowledge that's gonna enhance anyone's life. But especially a black man that's having trouble staying free or finding his identity so he can feel comfortable within his own skin and still remain an individual, a proud, dignified man. All that's hard to do sometimes, man. When you're around here perpetrating a fraud, trying to act like you was doing some shit so tough, that you had to go to prison, and this is then where your knowledge and your wisdom done came. I ain't knocking that. Maybe it did come from prison. But most knowledge gonna come from experience of life anyway. Every 5 to 10 years, we gonna grow. So I ain't knocking Danny. I ain't knocking Binky, what they call him, Binky or Banky, for doing it 33 years, you know. But Banky was up in there telling me, man, well, not me, but he was telling Joe that, you know, like most of them come out, that, you know, they know how to cook, that they know how to do all the female shit, you know, that they was cooking for niggas, for their mans. You know, they ain't gonna say they mans, you know. And then this nigga built like a little short ass bitch with hips. Motherfuckers talking about he look good for his age. That nigga got an old man face, dog. How he look good for his age? Why you say that? Because he still got his hair? You know, because he ain't gray? He shouldn't be stressed. He has somebody clothing him, feeding him, and housing him. And plus he had a man. That sounds like a regular life, dog. So he shouldn't have been stressed. But if you look at this nigga's shape, you look at this nigga body, you can see the female in that nigga hips. You can see the female in this nigga conversation. How he had to conduct himself through prison to get by. And not just his life story, but a lot of them. I tell you what they didn't like about Danny. Danny had his same type of life stories, but Danny was a survivor, man. That nigga a killer, man. Danny is a crackhead killer, dog. That crackhead ass nigga would do some scandalous shit for his fix. You seen Danny come back on motherfucking, on his own channel, looking like he been on a crack bin. That nigga looked like he done dropped a good motherfucking 100 pounds. But Danny still looked like the type of motherfucker, right to the day, that'll stick your ass up. That'll give it to you. You know? Banky didn't look like that. Banky looked at like, I don't know, comfortable. Like he done got, and I'm sure all of them do eventually. Like he done got comfortable in prison or found his comfortability. Like I said, I ain't knocking nobody in the LG community, LGBT, however you say it, community, no disrespect. But even from knowing people that wasn't straight, they'll let a motherfucker know, man. I got game for them too. And motherfucker let a motherfucker know. They ain't looking for another gay man. They looking for a straight man. And most of the straight men they find that's trying to pretend to be straight, it's from prison, man. And it ain't no one way in being gay. If you take it, if you claiming you give it, you the giver, you got to be the receiver too. You got to be the taker too, dog. Because how else is someone going to bust a nut? I'm going to go deeper on this. But for right now, I'm going to let it go, man. Because it's Frank Nitty. 2 T's. Like 2 titties. Woody whoop whoop. Daddy long stroke. I ain't gonna even say the rest. But y'all know how it go. Frank Nitty, baby, 2 T's like 2 titties. What it do? What it be like? I'm out. Deuces.